So a little short video on it just to, do it. There's a difference, ladies and gentlemen, between moving on to start a new day, moving on in search of a better tomorrow, moving on to get cleaner, to get better, to become wiser, smarter, more durable, and sharp with your intellect. There's a difference between all of that and purely trying to say, let's move on, just so you can avoid being held accountable for your actions. That's something people need to understand. There's a grave difference between moving on in the right way versus moving on because you just don't want to be held accountable to your actions. Saying it's all in the past just because you don't want to be held accountable to your actions. I say all that to say because if you know the real me, you know I'm one of the most, realest, most spiritualist, humble people in terms of, getting clean and the chances and opportunities that are in front of us to do so every day, let alone every second of every day. I'm all up on that. But I'm also very positively aware there's a lot of people out there who will weaponize it, use it, and abuse it as an excuse to not be held accountable rather than an excuse to get cleaner. And that's the difference that I've been, put in with so many, situations, over this last year, let alone years, with people in general, is that they say let's move on because they don't want to be held accountable. Not because everything they did's in the past and they just want to move forward. Just no, because they don't want to be held accountable. Because they keep doing the same old filthy thing over and over and over again with lies, double standards, and hypocrisy. They keep doing that all over again every day. But they keep saying, move on from this, move on from that, what I did here, what I did there in the past. People got to understand that a big, problem that we have in our society is people don't know what to let go, when to let go, and how to let go. People don't know how to, hold people accountable and raise awareness to issues. You're not going to get clean by trying to rub your issues up under or sweep your issues up underneath the rug and pretend that that they're not there and they don't exist. You're just filthing up the rug even more doing that. You have to take steps from the groundwork, neck up, to make change, make these mental changes for your mental health development so you can truly get better through Christ, which strengthens you. You're never going to get better or cleaner by lying to yourself about where you are in life, how you did things, why you did things, and the people who were affected because of it. Because I'm just telling you, I've been there, where people are telling me to just move on, not because it's the right thing to do, but just because they don't want to be held accountable to their actions. Quote me, just because they don't want to be held accountable to their actions. They're telling me to move on. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm the mastermind of what it means to move on. I'm the mastermind of what it means to get cleaner, what it means to be humble, what it means to be real and honest. So I know all these things, all these tricks, all these tools. I got it. Card decks up my sleeve, or card decks and aces up my sleeve. I know what the game is about. People also have to understand, stop playing the game the wrong way and wonder why you keep losing. If not, stop rigging the game and wonder why nobody wants to play with you. And that's a big part of what's wrong with parts of our society, let alone parts of, certain people in my life, is that's exactly who they are. They want to keep on rigging the game and wonder why you don't want to play with them. They want to keep on cheating, and wonder why, keep rigging the game, wonder why you don't want to play with them, keep cheating or keep on playing the game wrong and wonder why they keep losing. People got to understand, spoiled is definitely not a characteristic trait that describes me. It really isn't, if you know the real me. It's not. You can look up and down this YouTube channel, let alone meet me in person, let alone look at this, all this music, let alone check all my socials. I put myself out there the way I do because I overall have nothing to hide. 99.9% of my life, if not just somewhere in the 90%, I have nothing to hide in my life. Nothing to hide. I'm a full God-first open book. Dare I say God first clean open book. I want to have conversations about anything and everything to get better and gain more clarity with everybody of my past, my present, and my future. I'm not really trying to hide from anything. I am a clean open book. Ask me pretty much almost anything, and I will give you a clean and honest answer of my whereabouts and where I'm going with it and why I did what I did and said what I said. Because people do have to understand, I'm definitely not a liar, and I'm definitely not someone that takes pride, in fables. I, do not live in folly. I live in truth and transparency. That's how I move, how I act, how I live, and so on and so on. And so with that being said, that's exactly why I promote all my socials and I promote this YouTube channel the way I do, and I promote everything the way I promote it, because I want y'all to understand that about who I am, your boy, the man, NJ to the city. This is not just a name of which I go by, for music. This is not just, the channel isn't just something that I have as a side hustle or side hobby or whatever. Everything that's on this channel, everything that's, predominantly everything that's on this channel and everything that's on my socials is the real me. I'm putting the real me out there for you, to study my real life, so you can get better at your real life. I'm not putting out things, that's supposed to be harmful, damaging, and just negatively sick or whatever you want to call it. I try to put out the cleanest, most authentic material I can, especially for the kids who watch my channel and respect me and look up to me. I'm trying to put out all the time the best material, no matter which form it is, let alone when I speak to you in person, so we can grow together, we can learn together, we can build together, we can understand who Christ is on a more fluent level that helps us all grow, build, prosper, and succeed, etc., etc. And that's why I want everybody to understand, not just looking at this YouTube channel, but again, when you see your boy in person, holla at me. Don't be afraid to ask me whatever question about the channel, about my real life, about my personal life, about my music life, whatever it is. Don't be afraid to, ask me some open book questions. I'm trying to give you my most authentic and honest open book answers. Because I'm not a, negatively private person, let alone I'm not a prideful person, in general. And there's a difference between being a prideful and a private person. I've went over that in other videos, but I mean, I'm definitely not somebody who intentionally tries to keep everything, closed doors, and strapped to the chest. I have been training for all the answers that you might give me, I've been training for all the answers that I might give you, for all the questions you might ask me. That's true enough, because I, again, don't want to be misunderstood with anything that I'm putting out there. But it's also a matter of, like I say, I live in truth and transparency, so I want to grow in connectivity with you so we can, run this thing together. I put, especially for the kids out there, I put out all this material for you all for a reason, because I want you to grow from it. I want you to learn from it. I want you to understand who you are from it. I want you to get to know Jesus through it. I want you to grow with your families, through it. I want you to, have fun with your friends off of it. You name all the different, sentences, words, and phrases I can use there. That's what I want off of it for you. I do not do any of this, let alone all of this, just for me. Parts of it at times, obviously, is just me venting. Other parts are me giving, real in-depth analysis of something that I am concerned with, that I think affects whoever and whatever it affects. Because I don't live my life purely for myself. I live my life for you, to help you, to honor you, to support you, encourage you, and more. That's why I make all these songs for the youth and more. So, like I said, I think everybody gets the gist of everything that I'm spitting here. I don't think I need to keep spitting anything more, but I definitely want y'all to understand. There's a difference, a common core, solid difference between, you're moving on to get cleaner, to get better, to get wiser, to be wiser, versus you're moving on just so you don't have to be held accountable to your past sins. And people got to understand that, especially when you keep repeating those past sins, on an everyday basis, and you keep repeating them with the same old missteps and mistakes, same old language and dialogue. That's when we got a severe problem. So that's when you have a severe problem and you need more help than what you're admitting yourself to. And that's what I'm trying to get so many parents and more to understand, let alone kids and teens to understand. You have to understand where you are in life, to get better at, school and sports, or get better, or know where you are, in the spirit, so it can, so you can fluently move about life, school, and sports, or whichever phrase I would have put there. Don't just settle for, dare I say, mediocrity, because you're just too lazy for change. That's exactly what I feel like so many of my family have done for years. That's who they are. They have, literally settled for mediocrity because they're too lazy for change. And that's the biggest problem that we have in society in general, is people who settle for mediocrity because they're too lazy for change. And there's a difference between, again, being set in your ways versus self-righteous. So feel free to look that up if you need to. A difference between self-righteous and set in your ways. You know the difference. If you know the difference, trust me, it will totally set you free on a lot of different subjects, topics, conversations, and decisions that you have to, have, etc. I love the further events on all people, which is why I still do all this work through YouTube and socials. And I want people to understand, if I wasn't trying to if I wasn't trying to reach the ostracized kids, if I wasn't trying to be a role model and a mentor to the kids, if I wasn't trying to, give their parents more references of who their child is listening to and look up to, and a few other things, if I wasn't being me, trust me, I don't have to be all out there on socials. I don't have to be. I really, for the most part, even with the fame, for the most part, live my life as a regular, average, everyday human being. It's not until I'm around the people who hold me up in that famous regards that I'm reminded that I'm worth something, that I am famous, that I mean a lot to a lot of people, and I'm just destined for greatness, etc. Which I'm, again, extremely thankful for. Everybody showing me the love they do, because I've totally earned it with expressing my character the way I have. I want to be there for you. I want to put myself on the front lines of your problems, of your issues. That's the best way to not only we heal and we grow and we prosper. That's the best way for us to get to heaven. Because that's what God wants to see. That's how and so on. That's what God wants to see. That's how Jesus walks with us in our faith, and so on. So with that, again, also, with that being said, I mean, it really is a huge matter of, like I said, I really don't have to, I don't have to have a blue check mark. I don't have to, be widely known, if I didn't want to. But in order for me to save more children, in order for me to, be there for the ostracized kids, for me to, inspire more school spirit, for me to, clean up more communities, cure violence in our neighborhoods, and so many other initiatives that are really written up and down this YouTube channel and my socials. In order for me to definitely, totally, number one, be that extension of, for me to be that extension of your parents' preaching, as that helpful big brother that I am to the youth. In order for me to do all this great stuff that I want to do, I can't help but to build a bigger brand. I can't help but to go out there and put my name more out there. I can't help but to, be known by more people. I can't help it, because it's a part of the business. It's a part of, simple as that, it's a part of the business, and it comes with the impact. And people got to understand that that's exactly how, I want to say this clout bubble, but more so this fame monster. This is exactly, has been not only constructed, but that's exactly, how it, I want to say how it takes over me. But that's more so, how the fame monster is perceived, and that's definitely how the fame monster exists, or why it exists, how it's perceived, why it exists, and where I'm trying to go with it. Is stuff like that. In order for me to go out there and reach more kids, be a beacon of hope to so many lost souls out there, let alone children who need a big brother to support them and encourage them, I have no other choice but to put my name out there, put my face out there, put the message of the freeing God out there, and so I have no other choice but to bet on myself with all that imagery and symbology, and see where God takes me to, again, do more work in his name, to shine more light, on everybody's, everything, I guess. I want to say grave, but you get the point. God bless. Peace.